Happy Tuesday, everyone. Okay, so RBA minutes. Nothing much except one new point that they actually made. Okay, so what you're looking at is the minutes. Okay, not recommended to read it because it's very lengthy. Probably will take one day. Okay, so what's so different from the minutes this time around, with the previous one, right, is that the RBA committee members, okay, they have actually started to, well, I would say review, okay, on the Evergrande saga, okay, as you guys know that this whole Evergrande saga that took place recently, this company is actually the China's second largest property developer, okay, so they have been met with some issues. They are unable to pay back bondholders, the interest to bondholders, okay, so that actually led to some snowballing of debts, I would say, okay, and in fact, at some point, I think the market was actually speculating that this whole Evergrande saga may actually turn out to be another Lehman Brothers saga, okay, so as of now, I would say it's still quite safe, all right, at least, the RBA thinks so too, all right. So let me just look for the key points here. Okay, wow, so many people coming in. Okay, so yeah, recent developments in Evergrande's financial position has led to a decline in risk sentiment across global financial markets in September. Okay, hence there was some, chaotic movement in the market because of this whole Evergrande saga. So members, okay, while Evergrande is small relative to the financial system in China, members noted a financial stability risk from spillovers to other developers and financiers if the resolution of Evergrande's problems were to be disorderly, okay? So, I mean, with so many offshore and onshore debts being owed by the company, okay, if they were not to be able to raise the money, the funds, to pay back bondholders in time, then, this is going to lead to some, I would say, new drama, new saga going on, okay? And this is what the members, okay, of the RBA, the committee members, are actually pointing out right now, all right? So, I mean, if the central bank is actually paying attention to this whole Evergrande saga, for sure, we have to pay attention as well, all right? I mean, moreover, as you guys probably already know, that there's actually a positive correlation between the Australian dollar, okay, and the Chinese yuan, right? So anything that is pessimistic to the Chinese yuan will more or less have a strong impact on the Australian dollar, all right? So yeah, some other property developers have also experienced restrictions and things like that. Basically, it's quite, I would say, a mess right now, and wait, there's another point that I would like to bring out is, okay, so something assuring, okay, that the RBA actually highlight is this, okay, sharp price movements had so far been limited to Evergrande's own bond and equity prices, okay, along with those of some other Chinese property developers and the equity prices of small number of banks with large exposures to Evergrande. So my take is that, the RBA is actually saying that as of right now, okay, as of right now, the whole price movement, the price instability is actually limited, right, to within China, all right? It hasn't really spilled out of the country as of now, okay? Which if it actually does, we may actually be seeing something along the line of Lehman Brothers, okay? So as of now, it's still contained, all right? And to add on to that assuring point, last Friday, okay, the PBOC, which is the People's Bank of China, okay, the Central Bank of China, okay, actually said that, the risks posed by Evergrande are controllable, okay? I'm not sure how controllable it is, okay, but I mean, at least there are it's words coming out from the central bank, okay? So we will just take their words for it for now, that it's the whole risk being sent out by this whole Evergrande saga is controllable, and the Chinese government will most likely be stepping in, probably because Evergrande may very well be a too big to fail, too big to collapse kind of company, okay? And its collapse will actually, send chaos across China's market, at least, okay, across the Chinese market at the minimum, all right? And, may eventually spill out to the global markets as well, okay? So that's pretty much the main point for the minutes this time around, okay? The other points being highlighted, that's monetary policy related is, let me just get to this. It's over here, the usual stuff. The central bank will not increase cash rate until actual inflation is sustainably achieved within the 2 to 3% target, okay? And, they are not expecting this whole target to be met before 2024, all right? And the main focus for the central bank, okay, would be to see the labor market be tight enough to generate materially higher wages growth than at the time of the meeting. Okay, as of now, I think wage inflation is still low. All right, overall inflation is still low as well. Okay, so unless inflation, okay, specifically the wage inflation, wage growth, is to be high. Okay, otherwise it's unlikely that the central bank, or clearly stated here, it's not going to be the case that the central bank will be increasing interest rates, cash rate. Okay, so for the time being, okay, the next meeting for by the RBA will be on 2nd of November. For the time being, it's unlikely we are going to see any policy changes being made to the monetary policy, okay, by the central bank, because during the most recent meeting, we have already heard from them that they will be holding on to the quantitative easing program, okay, currently at 4 billion Australian dollars per week, okay, for the time being, until at least February 2022, okay, which means unlikely we are going to see any changes from now until February 2022. So that's for the QE side of things. For the interest rate side of things, as you already know, unlikely going to take place, hike is unlikely going to take place anytime before 2024. So probably going to be, quite a quiet meeting for November 2nd, okay? But we'll see how it goes, all right? When the date draws nearer, then, I will just update you guys again on anything that may actually potentially be taking place, okay?